Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got something different today. This is my 2003 Ford F-150 and it's still a vehicle that I use often. This is my work truck and the AC this year doesn't seem to be working at all, and I seem to remember last summer it was pretty anemic, so I think it has a slow leak or the refrigerant is being consumed by the compressor. In any case, I'm not going to bring it to my mechanic. Instead I'm going to use this product here to try to top it off, and there's plenty of videos out there on how to do it, but I figured I would do it as a first-time user point of view because maybe I'll give a perspective that's a little bit different for some of you guys that are wondering how to have it done. So let's get into it. So the lowest pressure port on this particular engine is down over here. Kind of difficult to get to, but not too bad. And there it is. It's about 83 degrees out, ambient temperature. I'm going to start the vehicle. And the fan is on high. It's maximum cold, max AC. And if I put the thermometer in the vent here, went from maybe 82 to 81 down to 80. That doesn't seem to be moving, so I think it's a fair guess if this is working at all. It's minimal. And here you can see the compressor down low on the engine. You can see it siphoning up and on. It says here on the engine cowl R134A. I'm squeezing the trigger down and you can see the pressure gauge goes to 0, and I give it about 15 seconds per the instructions. Probably done this 4 or 5 times so far. Well, I've been at this now for several minutes. The can gets cold. You can see now the needle is not going up and down like it was before. It's hovering right at the low end of the green section. I've gone into the cab and it's noticeably cooler, so the AC is working. I think I'm just going to keep at it and see how long it takes. Maybe I can get this a little further up into the green. I think that would be a good thing. This can feels considerably lighter than when I purchased it. So I'm definitely dumping some of this refrigerant into it. Okay, now I don't know how well that's showing up. Try not to get the glare, but the needle is just a little bit into the green. Just a hair. Yeah, I got a funny feeling I'm going to empty this can. Okay, I think this can is pretty exhausted. I am just up into the green, healthy amount above the line, but certainly on the low end of the green spectrum. I think the beauty of this system is I can go out and buy a smaller can and I don't have to get this wonky nozzle that goes on top, so that'll save me $1 or $2 should I choose to go that route. Okay, ambient temperature is still around 80, 81 degrees. Climb into the truck and it certainly feels cool in here. If I stick that in, down to 69, wow, look at that, down to 60. 51, still falling, 50. Well, I don't think it's the coldest AC in the world, but I'll tell you, it's a world colder in here than it was a little while ago, so I'm real happy with the way all that turned out. I disassembled this, and as I shake it, particularly if you're in a quiet area, you can hear a little bit of something shaking around in there. So apparently I didn't completely empty the can, but for all intents and purposes, it feels empty. I don't know whether there was a little more to give and I just ran out of patience, or this is as good as it gets. I don't know enough about these systems. And just to be clear, to remove this from the fitting, you just have to get your fingers on this big collar up here and pull it back. If you can't see the fitting and you don't remember, it can be kind of tricky to get off. Ask me how I know. And if you look inside there, I don't know what's showing up, there seems to be a green tint, as if this R134A has a green color to it. Walmart has a small can of this without the filler top on it, and it's 14 ounces for about $30. And this is 18 ounces with the filler top for $40. So it seems commensurate. I'm not sure it's a great bargain to buy the smaller one. And another thing that crosses my mind with a kit that has a detachable valve is that I'll keep this valve, and I think at some point at my convenience I might just take the time to hook it up again, get at least a qualitative measurement on the charge, and maybe at the end of the summer or maybe next spring. Even if the AC seems to be doing okay, I might just take the time to get a quick reading. Well, that's all I got for this one. I appreciate you stopping by. This was a little bit different. It looks as though when the system is really low, the gauge seems to oscillate up and down with the compressor, but as it gets more refrigerant, it seems to stabilize. And like I said, I'd be curious to know, maybe if I put a little bit more in, maybe it'll get a little colder. But I think for my purposes, this truck, that's good enough for me in this climate. So as always, appreciate you coming by. Hope you got something out of it. Please like, subscribe if you would, and keep your eyes out for the next one.